let's have a quick look. We've got a graphic here that has the 2023 grid as we imagine it might be, with a few question marks on it. And we know that, of course, Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari are locked down. We've just talked about who goes to Alpine alongside Esteban Ocon. We know what McLaren's doing. I'm pretty confident that Zhou Guanyu is staying at Sauber, and that'll be announced soon. Then we've talked about AlphaTauri, but I suppose another one just to quickly ask you about, Lawrence, having been in the paddock the recent weekends, are Haas, if Mick doesn't stay, and Williams, whether Logan Sargent goes there.
So I think at Haas, interestingly, Gunter's had a lot of phone calls from a lot of drivers, F2 drivers, ex-F1 drivers, about that seat. And I think that at the moment, unless Mick goes on a run of form in these last few races and scores every single race, I think it's unlikely we're going to see him there. And I think then it kind of brings drivers into the mix like an Antonio Giovinazzi, like maybe even a Nico Hülkenberg if he fancies it as well. I think they definitely want to go for experience. I think they've gone down the rookie route. They've been burned slightly, and they want to kind of make the most of a race car this year that at points has been up, kind of pushing up the top of the midfield. I think Williams, I think it's going to go the way of Logan Sargent. You mentioned earlier, Alex, like how impressed you've been with him. I think that Yost really rates him. I think that he wants to prove that the Williams Driver Academy works. So, if you're going to have a driver in a driver academy, they're going to get a chance in Formula One. I think the reality is it's probably going to come a year too early. I think it would have been better if he could have another year. But look, he's an accomplished driver. They rate him highly. And it's great to see that youth is coming through, if that indeed does happen.
Yeah. I think, I do worry that it might be a year too early for Logan Sargent as well. But I have to say, a couple of times this year, he's really impressed me. And he's just outstanding natural talent on some of his drives. And I thought, that could maybe do okay in Formula One, even if it's a year too early. But just one thing on Haas. I'm starting to change my mind on Mick. I think at the last couple of races, I've watched him drive, and I think, Mick's starting to show some pretty good form. I thought Zandvoort qualifying was very impressive. And then on the other hand, you see Magnussen making mistakes and not very good. Magnussen's a known component. I don't think he's going to get any better. I actually think Haas are making a mistake now if they stick with Magnussen for next year. I think Schumacher's worth a punt. I think I've seen enough from him that... and I'm going on past experience of him, how he gets better as the season goes on. And if he can maintain this form, I think he's worth a punt.